Welcome to the Depth Dive, where we take a stack of information, pull it apart, and bring you the most fascinating nuggets of knowledge. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on something pretty incredible, really. A feat of logistics and precision that often goes entirely unnoticed. You know, the roar of the engines, right? The blur of the cars, the incredible speed of Formula One on the track. But have you ever stopped to think about the immense, complex, unseen race happening behind the scenes? The one ensuring the safety of hundreds of thousands of people.
That's exactly right. And what's truly remarkable here is how these Formula One Grand Prix events, like say the Azerbaijan GP we're diving into today, are about so much more than just what happens on the tarmac. They are meticulously planned operations. Security, crowd management, emergency preparedness, it's all in there. It's this intricate dance of human expertise, cutting-edge tech, and just endless protocols all working together.
Okay, so our mission for this deep dive is to unravel these pretty sophisticated protocols. We're drawing from crucial documents like the Azerbaijan GP's emergency management plan and their detailed security and operations presentations. We'll explore the critical elements of event safety and security, basically giving you a shortcut to being truly well-informed about these unsung heroes of F1. So, okay, let's unpack this. When you have hundreds of thousands of people gathered in one place, like for an F1 Grand Prix, I mean, how is an operation of this magnitude even managed? Who are the masterminds running this whole unseen race?
Well, at the highest level, the overall responsibility for event safety, it ultimately rests with the event promoter.
Yeah.
So for the Azerbaijan GP, that's the Baku City Circuit Operations Company, or BCC, they operate on a hierarchical command model. It's designed for clarity, and rapid response. You have the strategic level, that's your senior stakeholders making the big picture decisions. Then there's the tactical level, primarily coordinating from a central hub called the Joint Security Operations Center, the JSOC. And finally, you've got the operational level. Those are your dedicated teams on the ground, actually executing the plans.
Right, the JSOC, that sounds like the absolute nerve center for everything. What exactly is its function in this massive operation?
It really is the nerve center. The JSOC is what they call a C4 center. That stands for Communication, Coordination, Command, and Control. And it's for all law enforcement agencies involved. It's the hub where these multi-agency efforts, police, medical teams, private security, they're all coordinated from there.
Yeah.
The BCC Security Department supports it directly and crucially provides access to extensive CCTV systems. We're talking advanced cameras, PTZ ones that pan, tilt, zoom, fixed bullet cameras for wide views, and even facial recognition tech, all to maintain tight control and situational awareness across the entire venue.
Okay, so it sounds like a massive internal undertaking, but given the scale, I imagine this isn't just BCC staff running the show, right?
Yeah.
How extensive is the integration with external partners, government agencies?
Oh, absolutely not. It can't be. The plan really emphasizes the seamless integration of third-party contractors and, critically, government agencies. We're talking bodies like the Ministry of Internal Affairs, the MIA, and the Ministry of Emergency Situations, MES or FHN. And BCC ensures rigorous competency checks for absolutely everyone involved, doesn't matter if they're internal or external. During, let's say, normal operations, steady state, responsibility is kind of devolved down to the venue decision makers there at the JSOC. But if a significant occurrence happens, this responsibility can rapidly escalate right up to the general director for direct oversight.
Okay, so the structure is there. But the real test comes when an incident actually starts developing, doesn't it? How do they escalate and manage a situation in real time to stop it spiraling?
Yeah, that's where the planning really shows. They use a very clear three-tier event alert state system. Green means, localized issues. Stuff handled by BCC staff directly, reported up to operational managers.
Yeah.
Pretty routine. Then if an incident has the potential to impact the continuation of DCC activities or its reputation, or even the race itself, it moves to amber. These are managed by the relevant heads of operations, requires a bit more coordinated action.
Okay.
Finally, red. That signifies a major incident, one requiring active assistance from emergency services or the government security authorities, the GSAs. At that critical point, a transfer of authority is possible. The general director liaises directly with these GSAs. But interestingly, the ultimate decision to actually evacuate the entire venue, that generally rests with the BCC decision maker, unless it's a specific fire incident that MES takes the lead, or a security or public order issue which falls to the MIA. This structured escalation is really key to their rapid response.
Clear lines of command. Okay, beyond that immediate structure, let's talk about the crowds. Hundreds of thousands of fans, you mentioned. How do they ensure such a massive number of people move smoothly, safely, and actually has a good time while doing it?
Yeah, crowd management is this huge, comprehensive system. It's much, much more than just crowd control. Its core principles really revolve around three things: design, information, and management. And the number one objective always is spectator safety, followed very closely by ensuring a positive visitor experience. Those two are linked.
Right, makes sense. So design plays a huge proactive role from the very beginning.
Precisely. Good physical design is absolutely foundational. It helps prevent issues before they even arise. This includes making sure there's strict pedestrian and vehicle segregation, keeping cars and people well apart, and proactively mitigating potential choke points. For instance, the plans meticulously detail things like 2.5-meter wide walkways, just to maintain consistent flow.
2.5 meters specific.
Oh yeah, every temporary structure, every stage, even the big screens, they're all strategically placed so they don't impede movement or, crucially, block emergency routes. This kind of planning, down in the meter, it isn't just about moving people efficiently. It's about proactively engineering safety, turning potential chaos spots into smooth arteries.
Okay, design is step one. Then how do they make sure people actually know where to go and what to do, especially with so much happening across such a massive site?
Information dissemination, it's absolutely key. And it starts long before the event even begins. Extensive pre-event communications go out to ticket holders, detailing, prohibited items, gate maps, info on road closures, public transport options. Then, once you're inside, you'll find real-time wayfinding signage, really clear spectator maps with universal symbols.
Like pictograms.
Exactly. Plus, dedicated information points staffed by volunteers and personnel, and even mobile apps pushing notifications. They try to make it as easy as possible for you to navigate yourself and feel comfortable.
So that's guiding people, but how do they actively manage the flow in real time if things start backing up somewhere?
Right, they use active management techniques. One is called corralling. That's where security personnel form a kind of soft, moving line, gently guiding crowds away from, say, a danger area or maybe towards exits. Sort of like a shepherd moving a flock, really. Prevents sudden surges or blockages.
Corralling.
Yeah. And they also calibrate flow rates with incredible precision. The plans actually include specific calculations showing routes designed to handle, for example, 287 up to 492 persons per minute. It's all about ensuring continuous movement without dangerous buildups.
Wow, 287 to 492 people a minute. That level of precision sounds almost rigid. Does that kind of strict calibration ever cause issues, like frustrating fans or creating bottlenecks elsewhere? And how do they ensure just the sheer number of people doesn't become a risk in itself?
That's a really good question. It's a constant balancing act, absolutely. Capacity calculations are crucial to prevent unsafe densities. General public areas, for example, are typically designed for a maximum density of about 2 persons per square meter.
Only 2?
Generally, yes, though it can be significantly lower in, say, hospitality areas for comfort. And for getting people out after the race, the egress, they use some very clever strategies, like delayed activations, so keeping fan zones, food courts, maybe the big screens showing podium celebrations open for longer. This helps slowly disperse the crowds, rather than having this sudden mass exodus which could create its own hazards.
Ah, smart. Staggering the exit.
Exactly. They even monitor specific areas like underpasses and bridges really closely. They have specific flow rates for those too, like a maximum of 106 persons per minute on bridges, just to prevent any overcrowding. It means every single minute, every square meter is meticulously calculated. It turns what looks like potential chaos into a controlled, safe experience for everyone.
Okay, let's switch gears slightly to security itself. You hear Fortress F1. What does that actually entail? How do they secure the entire circuit perimeter? And what about more dynamic threats like protests?
Yeah, Fortress F1 is pretty accurate. The circuit really becomes this multi-layered fortress. Perimeter defense is extensive, designed to be robust but also adaptable. For the Azerbaijan GP, for instance, we're talking about 6 kilometers of fencing.
6 kilometers, wow.
Yeah, and often double fences along critical parts of the race route. Plus, you have concrete barriers, sometimes up to 3.5 meters high, specifically for hostile vehicle mitigation HVM, basically stopping vehicle threats before they get near crowds. And then the standard spectator fences are usually between 1.9 and 2.5 meters high.
So it's not just a single fence line, but layers upon layers, providing that depth of security.
Exactly that. And beyond just the physical barriers, there's constant CCTV surveillance, tightly controlled access points, and like I mentioned, even facial recognition in some key areas. Everyone, every single person and vehicle must have valid accreditation, and they must pass through designated pedestrian screening areas, PSAs, or vehicle search areas, VSAs, before they can get entry. These are crucial security choke points.
The screening process itself must be fascinating at that scale. What kind of tech are we talking about at those PSAs and VSAs?
Well, they're equipped with a whole range of tools. You've got X-ray machines for bags, walk-through metal detectors, and portable ones, too. To give you a sense of the scale, some PSAs might have, say, up to 11 metal detectors and maybe 4 X-ray machines running simultaneously, just for one entry point.
11 metal detectors.
Yeah. And vehicles. They undergo a multi-level search. It can range from a basic boot and bonnet quick look, right up to a full level 1 search that involves checking the vehicle thoroughly. The occupants, all their baggage can take up to 3 minutes per vehicle. They even have these strict 6 keys to the gate protocols specifically for suppliers delivering goods.
6 keys. What does that mean?
It means every single delivery, whether it's food, equipment, whatever, has to pass through 6 distinct verification and screening steps. Things like checking the manifest, verifying the driver's ID, thoroughly inspecting the vehicle. Only then is it allowed on site. A true fortress approach, right down to the deliveries.
Incredible detail. Okay, so that covers physical access. But what about the human element? We've seen a real increase in protest activity at major sporting events lately. How does F1, with its massive profile, prepare for that kind of dynamic threat?
That's a critical and, frankly, evolving challenge. Recent incidents definitely highlight the vulnerabilities. The road blockade at the Canada GP by Last Generation Canada, or the Ultima Generazione protest at the Rome Tennis Open. F1 proactively prepares. They have rapid response teams, specifically equipped with non-destructive tools. Things like water-only fire extinguishers, just water, no foam to wash away paint or liquids, or leaf blowers to disperse powder attacks. These teams are trained specifically to keep the track clear quickly, but without damaging the very expensive track surface or, importantly, injuring protesters. The focus is on rapid, safe dispersal.
And looking up, what about the sky? Drones seem to be a growing concern everywhere.
Absolutely. And comprehensive drone countermeasures are definitely in place. This includes things like geofencing.
Ah, the virtual fence.
Right. Using GPS technology to basically create a no-fly zone, preventing unauthorized drones from even entering the circuit airspace. They also conduct launch site patrols, actively looking for operators on the ground nearby. And they employ a kind of detect, track, intervene strategy. The goal is simple. Detect any unauthorized drone, track its movement in real time, and then intervene swiftly to prevent any disruption or potential security breach.
So, with all this happening, what does it all mean for you, the spectator, who just wants to go and enjoy the race?
Well, it means you are effectively surrounded by this layered, robust security system. But it's designed to be largely invisible. It's there, working meticulously to ensure your safety. From the really strict prohibited items, lists no large bags, no outside food or drink generally, though baby food and small 500 milliliter thermoses for water are usually okay for sustainability. No umbrellas either.
Right, the umbrella rule always gets people.
It does, but it's a security thing. And then there are the comprehensive security sweeps of critical areas like the paddock and the fan zones before the event even opens each day. Every single measure is calibrated to create the most secure environment possible. So you can just focus on the thrill of the race.
Okay, but let's face it, even with all these preventative measures, the best plans, well, sometimes emergencies do happen. What then? What's the protocol when things genuinely go wrong?
Yeah, and the emergency management plan details really precise, predefined protocols for pretty much every conceivable scenario. That same 3-tier incident escalation system we talked about, green, amber, red, that also dictates the response. And a major incident is specifically defined. It's one requiring special arrangements by the emergency services because of a large number of casualties or people affected or resources needed. Having that definition helps make decisions quickly under pressure.
Okay, and it sounds like there are different levels of evacuation, too, depending on how bad things are. Could you walk us through those?
Yes, there are essentially 3 types. First is a localized evacuation. That's just a temporary movement of people away from an immediate contained danger, maybe wind damage to a tent or a small isolated fire. This instantly raises the operational state to amber, by the way.
Right, immediately ups the alert level.
Exactly. Then you have partial evacuation. This is more significant, a zonal or area-specific evacuation. Given the massive size of F1 venues, this is often considered a safer alternative to trying to evacuate the entire site at once. People are moved to a place of relative safety, but still within another operating part of the venue. This needs agreement between the BCC command and the Government Security Authority commanders. And it involves immediate public announcements, clear directions to designated assembly points.
And the last resort.
Full evacuation. This is the absolute last resort. It often leads to the event being abandoned for the day. It's actually considered a significant hazard in itself because you're moving vast numbers of people out into the surrounding streets all at once.
Mm.
This is typically led by the emergency services themselves, re-entry isn't planned, and the venue usually just closes down.
That's an enormous amount to coordinate in what must be a really high-stress situation.
Huh?
How do they actually communicate during these critical moments, both internally among the staff and externally to the public?
Communication is absolutely vital, yeah.
Yeah.
Internally, all staff use really clear, precise radio protocols. They have to state their exact purpose when they transmit. Are they reporting something? Seeking info, requesting authorization, needing assistance. This avoids confusion on busy radio channels.
Keep it concise.
Exactly. For the public, they leverage multiple channels simultaneously. PA announcements across the entire venue, staff deployed with loud hailers giving direct instructions on the ground, and pre-recorded emergency messages displayed on all the large screens, often in multiple languages. And crucially, those evacuation routes we mentioned, they're all pre-planned and constantly monitored for flow rates. Remember that 106 persons per minute limit on bridges. That's to prevent dangerous bottlenecks during an evacuation and ensure a smooth, controlled egress.
It's that level of detail again. Okay, so beyond the direct security and emergency planning, what keeps the whole massive operation just humming along behind the scenes, ensuring comfort, well-being for everyone there?
Oh, this involves some massive logistical undertakings that would probably boggle your mind if you saw them up close. Take something like cleaning, for instance. You might have over 300 staff servicing, get this, 434,000 square meters daily, removing about 50,000 liters of waste across a venue. And they operate 24/7 during the race weekend. It's this invisible ballet of efficiency, just keeping things clean and hygienic. Catering is another huge one, providing services like time slot vouchers for staff meals to manage flow, offering diverse options, halal, vegetarian, vegan, all delivered via a meticulous 4-step process to ensure quality and freshness, even at that scale.
And on the medical side, how are they positioned to react, incredibly quickly if someone needs help?
What's fascinating here is the distributed medical deployment model they use. It's not just one big medical center. You typically have 4 static medical clinics strategically located around the venue, each usually staffed with 1 doctor and 1 nurse. But these are significantly supplemented by highly mobile teams. We're talking maybe 64 first aiders deployed across different zones ready to move. And then you have maybe 8 ambulance cars positioned for rapid response. The goal is they can reach any grandstand within an astonishing 3 minutes.
3 minutes, that's fast.
Very fast. And they also have prearranged mass casualty plans already in place with local hospitals. So if something major did happen, the integration with external emergency services would be seamless.
That's a huge focus on immediate life-saving care. What about just general welfare for attendees? Beyond emergencies, comfort, accessibility?
Yeah, they prioritize accessibility too. For example, offering golf cart transportation for spectators with mobility impairments, getting them to dedicated drop-off and pick-up points near their seats. And in a nod to both sustainability and convenience, they provide complimentary drinkable water springs in public areas. They actively encourage attendees to bring their own refillable water thermoses up to that 500 milliliter limit we mentioned.
All right, reducing plastic waste.
Exactly. And those information points dotted around. They also serve as lost and found centers and provide general event info. It shows how deeply integrated these support services are into the overall strategy for safety and comfort.
Okay, this all sounds incredibly complex and well thought out, but it raises an important question. What are the biggest, perhaps ongoing challenges in managing an F1 event of this scale, and how are those challenges driving innovation?
Well, one of the key challenges perpetually is that constant balancing act, delivering an unparalleled, exciting fan experience versus maintaining the stringent, absolutely necessary security requirements. This includes things like managing screening times at the entry points. You want it secure, but you don't want massive queues putting people off. It impacts fan flow, first impressions.
Tricky balance.
Very tricky. And also adapting security measures to the unique, often quite confined layouts of street circuits. Ensuring emergency vehicles can always get access, for example. That can be tough on narrow city streets. And as we discussed, determined protest groups, they have shown they can exploit vulnerabilities, maybe in the wider road network leading to the venue, or at the entry points themselves, smuggling in items like superglue, paint, lock-on devices. This means security can't ever be static. It has to constantly evolve and adapt.
So it sounds like this unseen race behind the scenes is just as dynamic, just as challenging as the actual race on the track. What sort of innovations are they bringing in to meet these evolving threats?
They're constantly working on what they call track security uplift, using holistic tactics that go beyond just putting up more fences. This includes integrating sophisticated crowd monitoring CCTV, not just for reacting to incidents, but for proactive analysis, looking for patterns, potential issues before they happen. Innovations also include seriously considering AI integration for things like real-time crowd density monitoring to predict and prevent overcrowding automatically.
AI watching the crowds.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And deploying things like quick-deploy modular barriers for hostile vehicle mitigation, barriers that can be put up fast if needed. The entire system is about creating this secure perimeter that is both incredibly robust, but also flexible and adaptable to new threats, new challenges. They're constantly learning from incidents at other major events worldwide, always pushing the boundaries of what's possible in large-scale event safety.
And there you have it, a deep dive into the meticulously planned, largely unseen world of F1 event security and operations. It really is a testament to the immense scale, the precision, and frankly, the human ingenuity that ensures a safe and thrilling spectacle for everyone watching.
It truly does showcase how the dedication behind Formula One's really unparalleled safety record isn't just about the drivers or the amazing cars. It's this sophisticated blend of human expertise, meticulous planning, and technological innovation constantly at work, often completely out of sight.
So next time you watch a Grand Prix, maybe you'll have a new appreciation for that extraordinary unseen race happening behind the scenes. Think about the silent coordination, the layers of security, the sort of unwavering commitment to safety that underpins every single lap. It's a world where every tiny detail truly matters, far, far beyond the finish line. It's what keeps that incredible spectacle roaring safely.